I'm sure you all have heard about the Broadway sensation Wicked, but it's more than just a musical. In fact, it started out as a book and it turned into a trilogy. The author Gregory Maguire has written the trilogy The Wicked Years, including Wicked, Son of a Witch, and finally A Lion Among Men. A Lion Among Men is the backstory of the Cowardly Lion. It gives more information into his character before and after he meets Dorothy and has his encounter with the wizard. This book begins at the end. Yakel is an incredibly old woman who has lost her eyesight and just wants to die. She requests to be buried alive with some candles and wine, and her people consent. She is quickly forgotten about until the lion named Burr comes to find her. He is seeking information, and Yakel agrees to tell him what he wants to know if he will tell her about himself. Burr doesn't remember anything about his origins. No family and no place to call home. He grew up in the forest and collected language from hunters passing through. One day he met a hunter named Jimsy, who was caught in his own trap. Jimsy begged him to go get help from a nearby town, but Burr was afraid to leave the forest. Additionally, since this was the first person Burr had ever talked to, he thought they were friends. He didn't want him to die alone. After he died, Burr took Jimsy's books and Medal of Honor. This is the turning point to when he really became a coward. Following this point in his life, Burr becomes a bit of a constant wanderer. He keeps finding himself in strange predicaments, and rather than having the courage to fix them, constantly runs from them onto the next thing. In this book, he comes in contact with bears, who deceive him and lead him astray. He has a nearly fatal encounter with the Osmists, which are ghost-like creatures. He tries to save a population of trolls who are being massacred, but unintentionally assists in their capture. He moves to Shiz before he finds out about a poem written about him with the intent to humiliate him. He moves on and spends some time with the Pride of Lions until they begin mocking him. He leaves again and passes through the tribe of Tigers. He wants to continue onward, but they force him to stay. He falls in love with the princess and heir to their kingdom. Her father, the chief, is afraid he is trying to overtake the regime and threatens him, resulting in yet another exodus. It is then he meets Dorothy, the Scarecrow, and the Tin Man. After his encounter with the wizard, he is eventually captured and tried in court for a crime, but due to his plea, they make a deal with him. He must discover the whereabouts of Gregory, which is why he has come in search of Yakel. While I enjoyed this book, I don't know as though I would teach it in a classroom. And to anyone who is interested in reading it, I would suggest keeping the integrity of the trilogy. Read them in order.